What's going on, guys? It's GDD or Geometry-Drama.
And welcome to a long overdue short little update video.
Now, understandably, a lot of you have been wondering what we've been up to and where we have been for the past 2 years. So we'd like to take this as an opportunity to explain ourselves and kind of touch on the future of this channel. Now, I think it's fair to say that GDD has taken quite the hit due to our inactivity. We have actually lost roughly 1,400 subscribers from our peak until now, and we have also lost about half of our members on our Discord server. And as you may or most likely not remember, we were planning on making big changes to this channel.
We're thinking of changing up our style in videos and our style of upload schedules too, kind of. We're still thinking this through a bit, but one thing is for sure. We will definitely continue to be making videos on this channel.
But with school at the time and our lives outside of it, there was never really a chance where we could both sit down and have a serious discussion about what to do. Not only that, but we weren't exactly very motivated to do so either, but we'll get to that later.
So some time passes and boom, summertime. Given the long break we had, we decided to do something we've been planning on for a very long time. Despite the fact that we had known each other for about 4 or so years now, we had never met up in real life. The biggest reason for this is that Optation lives in Canada and I live in the US, so we had never seen each other in person. That was until July 28th, 2018, where we finally decided to meet up and we had a great time together. We actually ended up live streaming on the GDD channel at the time, as some of you may remember, and we also recorded a good amount of footage. The links to the live stream and some of the clips will be in the description. So we enjoyed our summer break. We took a nice break from YouTube, school, and all the stress that came with those. And before we knew it, school had started up again.
It robbed us of any free time we would have had, and once again, we were never really there at the same time to do anything. It reached a point where we both realized what had to be done, since we rarely had any free time to organize ourselves properly. We already discussed on making some sort of cut to GDD, so we just couldn't keep up. Drama had originated as a fun hobby and a cool side project for TheDiamondOnFire and I. And since we never monetized our videos, we couldn't consider it a job either. We considered GDD to be more of a service to the community above all else.
While we did originally enjoy it, we made numerous sacrifices and essentially gave up our entire weekends to get a video out. Because while GDD's editing style was quite simple, it still took ages to edit. Just to name a few examples, the raw recording for the audio could get as long as 1 to 2 hours sometimes, and all of that needed to be edited down to clean cuts. This was entirely dependent on how much news we had collected, to the point where, for example, our shortest video was 3 minutes and our longest being 35. And besides that, the sources needed to be neatly organized and put into a document with proper text formatting and timestamps to any possible highlights. The creator news needed to have an inclusive script be made for it, with the level's history or any possible highlights in the level, what the main theme was. The screenshots, which we needed to have 1 per source, had to be taken and edited into the video at the right resolution and be the same size and shape as all the others, which, especially for the GG zone, they all should have looked nearly identical. Even when people filled in for us as hosts, it was our job to make sure that they had the resources they needed to make that video, and even then, most of the time, we had to edit those videos ourselves. As our channel grew, the more news we included, which meant longer episodes and more work to be put in. Added to that, we needed to gather news throughout the week, while juggling school and our personal lives so that it wouldn't all pile up on us at the last minute. And even still, manage the GDD team, which we formed later on out of our staff and friends to help us get videos out on time. Which, they helped a ton. But even then, we struggled to get videos out on time. And obviously, none of us were paid or anything. So this was out of our own schedules, dedicating time to a channel built for the community itself.
And to top it all off, we had to deal with some harsh criticism and some more experienced competition. We tried to interpret this in the best way possible and try and grow from it. But there were definitely certain comments and jokes that didn't really sit with us well at the time, especially with TheDiamondOnFire and I being 12 and 14 respectively when we started making videos on this channel. We were slowly but surely wearing down, and at some point it just grew to be too much. When you work hard at something that is made for a certain community, and chunks of the community grow to dislike you for what you're doing, you begin to question why you're doing it in the first place.
But don't get us wrong. We sincerely love and appreciate those of you who have supported us at one point or another. We cannot thank you enough for reminding us why we did what we did. And as much as we kept making excuses and pushing an update video further and further past our original deadline, we just want you guys to know that our intention was not to ignore you guys or leave you without an explanation.
This has been a hard video to plan out, partly for the fact that we couldn't really accept the fact that it was over. But we wanted to get it right. only until now, we actually have enough time. It's been hard admitting that we're done, but to be completely honest with you all, making videos for this channel just wasn't enjoyable for us anymore. And it got to a point where it was almost too painful to check up on the channel anymore. The Diamond on Fire and I have found other hobbies and interests nowadays that unfortunately no longer have to do with this channel.
In summary, we're sorry. We've met some amazing people, fantastic friends, that at this point, unfortunately, we've kind of grown apart from. Leaving GDD and seeing it become what it has affected the both of us on a level we weren't really expecting it to. But deep down, we know this was for the better. But that's not to say that we don't miss those special moments Optation and I shared with so many of you. GDD was a very large part of both of our lives at one point, and I think we've grown as people since then. We just hope you guys know that you all made us very happy at one point, and for that we can't thank you enough. We both look back on those times fondly, and those memories, we wouldn't trade them for the world. But we all grow up, we all change, and we all move on, eventually. And that's just life. No way around it.
We realized we kind of left you guys hanging, and that's not something we really meant to do, but it happened nonetheless. For that, we're sorry, but in the light of that, we have opened our DMs to all of you. Whether it be Discord, GD, Twitter, or otherwise, please feel free to talk to us if you have any questions or concerns. Information will be in the description.
But with a heavy heart, we say goodbye, and thank you to all of you. Those of you who have helped with an episode, even in the smallest sense. Whether it be joining us for an interview, doing behind the scenes work, hosting an episode when we weren't available, or just generally keeping us sane by talking to us or showing your support. Thank you to all of you who have supported us through our highs and lows, and ultimately made us better in the process.
Truly, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you.
But we'll see you around. Peace. And GG.